Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fuck God, no!
Nothing happened. No one did anything.
I know, it's me. We've been stalling for 50 minutes. Welcome to the Unpredicted Party, the only Middle-earth TTRPG that will finally answer the question, why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor? And we are one step closer to answering that question. I am your lore master, Don Marshall. Around me are my internet friends. Say hi, internet friends.
Hi,
hello.
Internet friends.
Hi.
We've got a couple of people to thank before we get started. Special thank you to Sarah M. Shunky, who does the artwork. She is at Sarah M. Shunky on Instagram. Little with the cartographer, who does the battle maps. And the music is done by Cullen Vance. We also want to thank our sponsor, therookandtheraven.com. For all of your TTRPG note-taking needs, go to therookandtheraven.com. The system we are using is the One Ring system, published by Free League Publishing. Special thanks to them. And finally, a special thanks to my wife, who helps me organize all of this and keeps me sane throughout this post-end capitalistic hellscape that we currently live in. That is October of 2023. I can't wait to look back on this episode 6 months from now and be like, oh, kid, you're not ready.
I remember electricity. Oh,
yeah.
that was
nice. Yeah. I also forget to do this constantly. We do have Unpredicted Party merchandise, so if you are interested in getting some of that, you can go to the link down below or Don Marshall 72's store. Yes, it is 2 S's in a row. I lost the domain name. It's a long story. Still haven't fixed it because the only time I remember is when I record these things and I need to point it out. Is everybody ready to get started?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. You already cut off Sauron's head. You're at least in the clear from him.
Dead people.
Let's go. When we last left off, the party had successfully defeated the 9 Nazgul, including the Witch King of Angmar, whom Beery threw a vial of acid on, and you saw the face outlined in this sort of liquefied, oozing, gross ichor. And then defeated the rest of them. Thanks a lot, Halloweth. Zach, you did some great work last time. That was 5 of them. Very Aragorn.
5 out of 5 heroism there.
And then Tariel cut Sauron's head off in cat form.
Yeah.
So good job. You're alive. Arwen's alive. She was under the control of Sauron for a hot second. But you, Tariel defeated him. So
I defeated a cat.
Well, I mean, it's both a cat and Sauron.
It took all of my skills, and I defeated a cat.
I mean, Beery was trying to stop you. Yeah.
Just get it.
All right.
And when we return, Beery's not angry. He's just very disappointed.
Oh, let's find out exactly how disappointed he is. As we begin, just a couple more reminders. Halloweth, you tried to open a chest and got flung back, but the chest opened. In it, you found another smaller chest. You have not opened that one yet, but it is very ornate. It's gold. It's gleaming. It's covered in jewels. It's very valuable. Wow. It was also in a really decrepit temple. So, just read the room. What else? Inside the chest, there was another chest. Halloweth tried to open the chest and got thrown back. Beery threw a vial of acid. Witch King was driven out. Most of the Nazgul were murdered. Tariel murdered Sauron. Rayval is there.
Rayval is there.
Rayval is there. You have yet to find the twins, Eladon and Elrohir, Elrond's other children, and Gorge. You did, however, end last time's session by Tori rolling a Gandalf persuasion check on this ghost, this undead army member. We're going to pick it up immediately after that. Before we begin, though, Tori, I would like you to describe for me briefly, what exactly are you trying to convey, and what's going through your mind as you say, well, we have that in common, when the ghost says, we don't have a home?
I think it's a sense of kinship and also desperation. Because she has a sense that their desperate, probably not in the way that she is, but that there is more kinship than not between them.
Okay. On a Gandalf persuasion check, I will say that you sort of leading this conversation, Ghost comes right up to you, gets real close. What would you have us do?
Do you lay claim to Gondor as your home, any part of it?
Yes.
It has been overrun. There are still people there who need our aid. It is not gone, just overtaken. And we want it back.
Why?
They have suffered enough. If you could ease the suffering of your people, no matter how long or far removed they are, would you not?
Follow us, all of you. And on a Gandalf persuasion check, they're not going to try and kill you immediately. They're going to let you walk out of there. You would see Elrond hoist Arwen's unconscious body, carrying it with him. Rayval is going to look over at you, Tariel, and kind of like give you that look like, we doing this?
She gives him the barest of nods.
My lady.
What is your question, Rayval?
What troubles you?
Look around. What wouldn't trouble me? But against all odds, it seems that you are here.
Yes? I was never one for following orders.
No. And for once, I find that I'm glad, Rayval. But I'm not giving you a promotion.
I wasn't expecting one. In fact, that sounded like a compliment. That may be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Shall we? And he gestures to follow the ghosts, and the several ghosts that have sort of come in through the walls are now leading out into the doorway.
Dario looks almost happy to follow the ghosts. This is very awkward.
Okay.
I'm carrying Isildur's bone.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, we're schlepping him along.
Yeah. You're getting Isildur's bones. Is anyone else grabbing anything?
Yeah, you know what?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say at this point they can have him.
You want to
just dump
leave
them
him
out.
No, I'm bringing them, but they're not
but...
coming with me further than that.
Okay,
when we get to their whatever, I'm just gonna set them down.
Got it.
Give it a little pat on the
just like, okay, this is yours now. You're welcome.
There's such a specific scene. Has anyone seen Arthur Christmas? Sorry, the animated film. Oh, damn it! There's a bit where he empties out this thing where he's just like empties out these the contents of a chest, and it's just so funny. I just imagine.
Here's your bones.
And now just like, oh, you want to like Lego bricks as they all come out.
No.
And of course, it sounds like a xylophone with all the rib bones and things.
I'm sort of, I don't know why, but somehow I'm thinking of like, bring out your dead, like a wheelbarrow full of. But it's...
I mean, you're in the right place for that, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
There's a lot of
the dead are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So as you make your way out of the room, I will ask, is there anything anyone wants to do in the room before you go?
You bet. As everyone begins to, as Rayvar, especially as Rayval and Tariel leave, his eyes are going to kind of follow her. And Beery's not looking his normal jovial self. You know, he's not having much of it. And, but he does take a glance of the ballista that is on the flanks of this room.
Mm-hmm.
And is just kind of go over and just take a couple notes, take a wrinkled parchment out and with a piece of graphite and just take some
Yeah.
notes.
Go ahead. Make me. I'll say this is mechanical. I'll let you roll an awareness check with advantage.
Ooh.
Or if you would prefer, well, no, you don't have very good insight, but I'll let you roll an awareness check with advantage. Let's see how much detail you can make out from an old decrepit ballista.
I'd like to do a good old fashioned search of the room as well while that's happening.
Yeah, Hellowith, go ahead and make me a scan check, please.
Cool.
Beery, what'd you get?
21.
With a 21, you recognize this as a smaller, more compact version of what the dwarves have previously made to stop arrows, to launch things very far away. It's not a trebuchet, it's not a catapult, but it is a giant crossbow with a couple more bells and whistles.
A big crossbow. Yeah. He's just taking some notes, thinking, doing some thinking.
Okay.
And then how is Tin looking?
Tinel, you can answer that.
She's like game mechanics wise, health is fine. Person wise, she is favoring one side so that the weight of the box is not on the stab shoulder. And she's still sweating. Like there's still definitely post-battle exhaustion, and she looks at like she's staring through things, not at them.
What's the status of the Morgul blade? Like, because was that healed? I don't remember exactly.
So the wound that Tinel suffered has been addressed as much as it possibly can be. I said previously last episode, Tori's health is mechanically back up to full. However, if Tinel tries anything that may strain her, I will probably give her disadvantage on a couple of those things. But mechanically speaking, she can keep fighting if she really needs to. She's going to be drawn on a lot of adrenaline and potentially lose some health if she fights again. And as of right now, Tinel, it still hurts. So you're still feeling the pain. It's a little bit better after Elrond did what he could, but he doesn't have the proper tools, and it's dark, and there's a lot of things going against him for that.
How's Rayval looking?
Rayval's looking, you know, when a little kid does something they're super scared to do, and after they're done, there's that rush of, oh my God, I did it. But then after that, it's like, oh my God, what did I just do? It's that.
Okay. So maybe as they're following the ghosts out, Tariel's not looking around the room for anything. She's focused on following the ghosts and not looking at Beery. Maybe she sees Tinel struggling / not struggling with the box, and then maybe just kind of gives Rayval a little nudge and point, like, this is something that he's used to do, which is taking orders and helping. So maybe this will calm him down and relieve a burden for her.
Yeah. Give someone hyper-focused task to do, and they'll be great. Tariel, I think Rayval will just go up to you, Tinel, and just put a hand on your shoulder and kind of prop you up with his own arm so that you have your bad side. You can lean on him for that to add a little extra support. Hallowith, what did you get for your scan check?
8.
Okay, with an 8, I'd say there's not much in here. This is an old decrepit temple. Really, the only thing that you would see that stands out are the chair and the ornate golden chest.
Yeah,
not another chair.
Swear to God, I almost did an actual spit take there.
Yeah, I rolled it and I was like, well, bollocks. Okay. Not much on Halloweth rolls. Not very observant right now. He's on a rush of he's just seeing red. He's killed 5 insanely powerful beings, and he's just looking to see who he's gonna kill next. He's just on a little rampage. He's gonna go to, actually, you know what? He's gonna, can you roll an insight? He's looking at Beery going, what's up with this guy? What's happening here?
Insight check.
Okay. Yeah. Insight. Oh, insight's good. Hello, insight. How insightful of me. Okay. Yeah, he beats his target number by an amount.
What did you roll total? Yeah, tell me what you rolled total.
Yeah, 12, 17, 19, 20.
Beery, what's your target score for insight? Is that heart or wit?
It'd be heart. That's a 16.
It's a 16. Beat it by 4? Yeah. Beery, what's actually going through your mind right now?
His eyes are following a lot of Tariel. He seems a little deflated. And the means he how much would he glean? He seems sad, but not just sad, almost like something he thought was concrete isn't. Something he trusted seemed to have, like, the rug kind of got pulled out from under him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Howard's going to put a hand on Beery's shoulder then. And say, it's not often the stoutness of dwarves can look so shaky on their feet. What ails you, my friend?
Ooh, taking that as a bit of insult, and kind of gives the hand a little smack and stiffens up a little bit and bolsters himself. Don't think a bit of it. There's nothing wrong here. We're just underground in the city of the dead. No big deal. We're nothing like that.
Sometimes the strongest warrior can put down his axe and search his feelings for something deeper. I know how you dwarves love to dig and feel every aspect of a material. Try feeling an aspect and digging as deep as you can within yourself now. Tell me, I need to know that I can still depend on you. What is in your head, Master Dwarf?
The forced bravado.
Afterwards, he'll hold up a very shiny chest and be like, if you answer truthfully, I'll let you have at it.
You ragscallion, you.
Good old bribery.
Oh my God, that was perfect. So the forced bravado fades, and he takes it to heart, and he kind of pauses and gives him a nice clasp on the shoulder, reaches up and thanks Hal. But then as you gesture this and whoa, when did you find this?
I found this smaller chest in a bigger chest. It flung me across the room.
I thought you just tripped. Oh,
I flew back 20 feet.
You're all clumsy.
I clumsy. Clumsy. Excuse me. Did you see who alighted upon the rope across the bridge that fell into a gaping chasm and strutted across like a bounding gazelle?
Well, first of all, I don't know who Gazelle is, but they don't sound very light on the feet.
I am the lightest, Martin. This isn't hang on a second. This isn't about me. I am not one for outwardly expressing. But when a demeanor goes so against what I know of your character, I cannot help but be concerned. Please.
Beery, as you are attempting to sort of explain yourself, the 3 ghosts standing in the doorway, you hear a very loud fire, and the moment is interrupted as they implore you to follow them.
Oh my goodness. I think Beery would let out like a little yelp just out of this shock, because also he doesn't do ghosts. Like, he's not that way. He's gets spooked. Who's holding the chest, the gilded one?
Halloweth.
Okay.
He's trying to bribe you with it to open up your feelings, and I'll give you shiny things.
I think like that moment is definitely disturbed by the howling undead ghoul that's over there. So I think he's gonna jump, grab it, take the bribe, kind of tuck it under his arm, and continue following.
That's not. Halloweth's gonna be trying to be.
Oh, he's gonna take it. Oh, sorry, I thought he was trying to offer it.
No, he's gonna say, "Tell me your feelings, and you'll get it. This is a reward."
Oh, I see.
He's Pavlovianly training you, Beery. I see.
He's gonna if you say something good, he's gonna have a little clicker.
Yeah.
And then he'll give it to
If
you.
you say something bad, he's gonna spray you with vinegar.
Yeah.
I have a
Your
clicker.
mic's not picking it up.
My mic's not picking it up at all. Yeah, I've been training.
It didn't pick up your voice either.
Oh, it's a dog clicker. I've been training an 11-month-old puppy, and she's not listening. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
No, but he's gonna quick it out the way and say, no, you have to open up and explain yourself, and then you'll get the chest. You don't have to. If you would like to continue this bravado and stubbornness, then by all means, but this chest shall remain in my custody until you do so.
The last thing I want to do is upset the dead, the ones that keep this place. We gotta keep
follow
moving.
us.
Okay, we'll follow. He's gonna just nudge Beer like, let's walk and talk.
Very well.
All right. You guys,
as we kind of scurry.
Let's
Sorkin our way out.
Yes, let's Sorkin our way into the next room. Here's what I will do. I will describe the scenery. You will describe the location in hushed whispers. The three ghosts lead your group. Arwen in the hands of her dad Elrond, Rayval following you all. You are brought back through a number of the passages into that sort of grand, like almost ballroom looking thing where the bridge, where you cross the bridge. You're brought into another one of the many sort of like tunnels that you could potentially go through, like one of the throughways. And you are eventually, you're walking for about another 10 or so minutes before you're brought to another stone door. As all of that is happening, this Sorkin walk and talk is happening. Gentlemen.
We're kind of walking next to each other, kind of looking at, the poor state Tanel is in, and then, back to Tariel. I just don't feel like I'm ready to talk about it yet. I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm feeling right now, if that makes any sense to you.
Okay. Then that's fine. I will allow you time to process. This is a little confusing for Halueth because time, he has no real concept of time. It's
I mean, you do. It's just in the thousands.
Yeah, well, like
thousands
a day, like a day and a week and a month is the equivalent of like a couple of seconds. It's really, but he's gonna nod and say, very well. Then all I need to know is that you, through the processing period, you can still be relied upon to be Biri.
Baby, I am Biri if you like it or not. And you give him a little poke in the ribs.
That's good. Can you point out exactly where in the ribs it is? Because that's going to
like the right in the center where it could be the most ticklish.
Okay, like right underneath, like just the like underneath that ribcage bit.
Just
okay,
with a big old thick dwarven finger.
You're gonna elicit from Halueth something which you have never heard an elf do, which is
yeah,
and that's
a huge development.
Halueth is gonna go like about as not bright red, but a pastel pink, because that's about as embarrassed as elves get. And then he's gonna you heard nothing. And then walk on, like.
Well, from up ahead in the corridor, can I do a perception check or something?
No, you don't even need to. You're in a cave.
Yeah.
You
Tariel she's walking and she's very stiff. She's sort of like got her dignity and is pretending that nobody else is there, and her shoulders are squared and her hair is swaying and all the things. And then she hears this little noise behind her and she just whips her head around and gives Halueth this savage look of shock and somewhere buried in there, maybe delight, but mostly like, are you dying sort of look? How could you betray us this way sort of look?
Surely you cannot believe that was me.
Make a persuasion check with ill favor. Tariel, make an insight check. In the meantime, Biri, put down 1 hope point, and you can all add 1 fellowship point to the pool.
All right, what is our fellowship point at to make sure we're all on the same page?
Oh, I Gandalfed.
Oh, that's when you Gandalf.
That's when I Gandalfed. Sorry.
Oh,
Excellent.
Oh. So your roll doesn't really matter, Zach, unless you rolled a Gandalf as well.
no, I didn't.
All right. Yeah,
Gandalf plus
it's
4.
Gandalf plus 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very obvious that this came from Halloweth. He's doing a poor job of hiding it.
It's not a
Beery
big thing. It's
spears
not
a
a big thing.
lighter.
It's a really quick moment. Like she just whips around. She gives him this like confused, dismayed look, and then sort of her eyes dart to Beery for a second, and then she just turns right back around and keeps marching after the ghosts.
And the look that Beery is giving Tariel in this moment is shock, surprise, and delight. Utter delight.
Yeah.
All right. Zach, I think you had the fellowship points. You were
We are on now 5.
5. With that +1, you are now at 5. All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
I am really bad for some reason at removing those.
No,
So I
you're
wanted
fine,
to make
you're
sure I was on the right page.
By
I'm
the
really
way-
bad at my endurance. It's always like at some number that I've
Well,
been left at since last combat.
Yeah.
Tariel, you oh shoot, I was gonna say something and I totally whiffed. But sorry. You have 4 hope points remaining. 2 episodes back, there was a question of how many you have. You have 4 hope points. All right.
Thanks.
So I will say, while you are all having this little walk and talk Aaron Sorkin kind of moment, you are all brought to another door that is not quite like the temple. It's made of stone, but it's on hinges. It looks much more human made and not some sort of evil temple looking thing. And you were brought into what essentially looks like an old decrepit like not like a waiting room, but like this is the place we put honored guests and established people thousands of years ago. So everything's dusty. There are just tables that have been rotting away for hundreds of years. There are still skeletons everywhere. There are rats walking here and there as you're brought into this room. Probably about, I want to say, a good like an apartment-sized bedroom. Like it's still kind of cramped, but this is like less a holding cell and more like a wait here for a minute. However, inside you do see Gorge, Eladon, and Elro here.
Oh.
Hey.
George, you found them.
Beery, you're alive. Oh, thank
You're
God.
alive.
I mean, you're alive. You were the one
Imagining a
fighting.
slow motion.
Run
and embrace.
and he just sort of jumps up as high as he can, all 6 inches of his piggy feet launch him, and you starts licking your face and doing all the happy pig boar noises.
Oh, it's good, just a good pig.
I'm so sorry. I was gonna be no help in there, and then I got lost, and then I got scared, and there was this green smoke, and I'm sorry. I wanted to find you, but then I found these nice elf people, and he looks back and says, and you watch Eladon and Elro here in complete disbelief. Master Beery, is that the same boar we threatened to shoot all those months ago?
Yeah, I told you he was special.
It speaks.
Does now.
It does now. That's an important bit of information.
When did it start?
Since we got into
quite
this
recently.
Hall of the Mountain King shit. I messed up.
No.
Dead.
No.
You try that again. Your turn.
Don, if you cut that, I swear to God.
I'm not going to.
Call of the Mountain King shit.
And now hear the music.
I was trying to talk and I was like, I blanked completely on this. All I could come up with.
Fucking Wrath of the Lich King shit.
The best
of the Dead.
World of Warcraft expansion. Don't at me. Anyway.
Hey, elves.
Yes.
Where have you been off to? What
Father,
happened to your
completely
sister?
ignoring you, rushing to, Father, you're alive. Goodness. They have a complete aside, just ignoring you completely, finally finding Arwen. Oh, thank goodness. I've been so lost. And they're continuing in hushed, whispered voices, just totally ignoring you. A family reunion.
What
many
state are
months
they
the
in?
making.
Like, are they dirty?
Yeah. So looking at them, they are still in the same clothes that they left in all of those months ago. It is dirty. It is ragged. There are dents in their armor, very noticeable ones that weren't there before. You see there is a bandage tied around Elrohir's left like forearm and bicep. Clearly they have been, to use the American expression, put through the ringer. They've seen some things. And it's been a very harrowing few months. They don't care about you right now. Their mission is finally succeeded. Their family is reunited, and now they finally have a moment, and they are completely ignoring you.
Very well. In the meantime, Beery, do you want to take a look at this chest?
Well, I mean, you pulled it from me before. Am I allowed to have it now?
I don't. Yes. Don't. Yes, it's fine. He's gonna push it towards you.
Yeah.
Just.
All right, Beery. In front of you is probably the most ornate piece of metalwork you have ever seen when it comes to containers. It's gold. There are jewels on every surface of it. It's intricately designed, and gold is, very soft. You would know as a blacksmith, Max, but you can sort of bend it, and it's intricate. The level of craftsmanship and detail in this is perhaps the greatest you've ever seen.
He's going to do his very best to try and be like, well, I don't want it now, like after it being recoiled away from him.
But I was just gonna wait. He's gonna ponder. He's gonna be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and then he definitely snatches it and just has to pour over it. The lens comes down. His eye kind of bugs out through the lens and looks at it. Does he get any from a cursory craftsman's glance? Does he get an idea of its maker, time when it was built, materials, all that good stuff?
I'm going to ask you to make me a lore check with ill favor, please.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I do the same? Actually, can I do the same thing?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because he's not much of a craftsman, but he is a history nerd.
He is. That's Zach talking
right there.
Yeah.
Oh no. As far as you can tell, you might think that you made this in a past life. It's like, this is my finest work.
This does seem familiar, in a way. When you reach a certain level of craftsmanship, you kind of hit a ceiling, and I feel like this feels just so familiar.
Halworth beat his target number by 12.
Beating your target number by 12, you would recognize that this is a very ornate chest of elven influence, but not of elven make. It almost seems as if the people that created this chest were influenced by elven craft and skill, but didn't quite have the knowledge, the chutzpah, the skill to create it.
So someone who maybe could have infiltrated elves, pretending to be a friend, working with them, but not actually being an elf.
You've stumbled upon the correct answer.
What the fuck, Zach?
A bit. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but looking at this design, this is very close, but not quite elven craft. The only one that I can think of would be Sauron himself, when he befriended my kind and deceived them as not Anatar, as Anatar?
Anatar, yes, Anatar.
Yeah.
Anatar,
as
bringer of gifts.
As the elven deceiver, Anatar. This
Beery
is built by Sauron himself.
Beery kind of recoils a little bit from the odious nature of this craft. Would he get the sense this thing is cursed? We haven't opened it, right?
That would be an insight check, I think.
Yeah, I'm not, you know what?
Go for it.
I'll do the same.
Oh, Max?
Did you?
Yeah.
I was like, because he
Not gonna
has
bother.
to. It has to. Well, I mean, it's yeah.
You rolled a Gandalf?
Yeah.
Whoa!
He gets one D12.
Amazing.
Nice.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm gonna do for that. Beery, in successfully realizing what Halloweth is saying, give yourself 1 point in your insight checks. You can now add a D6 to your D12.
Oh.
This is huge.
It is huge. You will also immediately realize Sauron made this, and whatever is inside was likely either made by him or kept by him because it's important.
So what I'm understanding is he wouldn't curse something that he wanted to keep. He would curse something that he wanted somebody else to find.
Potentially, yes.
He's gonna find himself a little secluded spot away from any of the other wounded or the other elves.
Yeah.
If there's like a little pedestal or something like that, he's going to set it over there. Bring Halloweth with him because he has to share in this moment, and open it up.
There is an ornate dagger inside.
Oh no, I've read
Halloweth?
Wheel of Time. Don't no.
Hey Hal, do you
Yeah.
recognize this blade
Let's
work?
see if I recognize it, shall we?
Yeah. This would be a lore check.
Yeah, I figured. Oh, 2 6s. That's nice.
Ooh.
Hang on. $25. So I beat my target number by 13.
With a 25, it becomes immediately clear to you, Halloweth. This is a very old, very cursed dagger that was created by Sauron for some nefarious purpose. It's unclear to you what, but it can't be good.
You want to wield it?
Oh, I think that would be a poor idea. This dagger was wielded by Sauron himself for Eru only knows what nefarious deeds.
Halloweth, as you say that, you hear Elrond from behind you. What did you find? Clearly, he's also been listening to you as he has this conversation with his children.
Well, eavesdrop. I mean, Elrond. This is a dagger of Sauron. I don't suppose you recognize it.
Have you touched it?
Absolutely not. And he looks at Barry, and that's a warning look of.
I haven't touched nothing.
Yeah. Elrond looks at both of you. Do not touch it. Come, we must reconvene. Let us all discuss and figure out what must happen for.
Closes it back up.
Closes it back up.
Takes a bit of twine.
Mhm.
Ties the lid shut.
Tariel, you looked perplexed for a moment.
Ariel is watching this from some distance, only marginally interested. I think she's more interested in the ghosts. What are the ghosts doing?
The ghosts put you in the room and disappeared. The door has shut.
But they have not returned, and there is no other indication of what it is that we're doing here.
No.
Okay. She begins nervously pacing in place. She pulls out her knives and just starts sort of anxiously spinning them in her hands.
Elrond is going to look over at you. Lady Tariel, if it is all right, would you join us as we discuss our... And he looks around at his 3 children, one unconscious in his arms, as we discuss our situation.
She sheathes her blades and nods her head with some reluctance and rejoins the group.
Beery, Halloweth, are you joining the group?
Yes. I'm gonna sort of again, his hand is kind of just automatically resting on Beery's shoulder as well, like a good thing tying it up. We can talk about this at a later date. That's fine. May I ask the brothers, what happened?
You look at Eladon and Elro here, and Eladon looks over at his brother and just kind of gives a quick nod. And Elro here says, "We thought to track Arwen. We are skilled riders, as is she. We had no doubt we would catch up to her. We were mistaken. We lost the trail somewhere not far from the Gap of Rohan. The only hope we could have was to ask the many humans traveling north if they had seen an elven woman. Many had not. Few had. Our leads were scarce. But as we reached the southern portions of Rohan, it became clear that she was not going to the west or to the east in an attempt to take on Gwai here in an absurd suicide mission, as we may have thought. It was something much more dire. Arwen is pregnant, and the child inside her is the heir to Isildur. She is the key to securing the army of the dead and their allegiance, such that it is. It was many months of fruitless searching until finally we discovered her trail again. A young woman pointed us in her direction, having seen a elf maiden on a horse. Yet when we entered, we were lost. I don't know how long we've been in here, but it has been... Halloweth, how old are you?
I am. He's gonna kind of look over at the rest of the group as like a I am approximately 7,500 years old.
Then you know what I mean when I tell you we have been here too long and we feared the worst. What news of the outside world? What news of Middle-earth? Please.
Well, you all know of Gwaihir's influence.
Yes.
You all know of the destruction of Lorien.
No.
Galadriel and the people of Lorien have gone into the west. The warriors are being led by Haldir. Rohan fell to the shadow and the influence of a Grima Wormtongue. He is no more. The people now head for... Are they heading for Gondor? Oh, did we send everyone to Gondor? We didn't, did we? But
yeah, they're
we
heading
send
towards
Gondor?
the marshes
The west.
towards Gondor. Yeah.
They're going to go Dead Marshes and then Gondor.
We have sent a group of warriors and people to the Dead Marshes and to Gondor in an attempt to have some form of sanctuary. We do not know the state of the White City, nor that of the armies of Mordor. Our mission now is get to Gondor. Get to Minas Tirith.
I fear that may no longer be possible.
And why is that?
The Ents have moved, and Minas Tirith, Osgiliath, it is a forested area. It is covered in brush, and we have not seen it. This is only rumor alone. But nature has reclaimed the land. I do not know how much of a city there will be left.
Does Fangorn understand the destructive nature of Mordor, and will they fight the shadow or simply bend with it?
That I cannot say. I hear only rumors from elderly fishwives and blacksmiths on the road, seeking freedom. I'm sorry. If you were seeking hope in Minas Tirith or in Gondor at all, it may be in vain. What news of Mirkwood? Looking over at you, Tariel.
News of Mirkwood. My people have divided in search of what forces they may. My Lord Thranduil has gone north. I've been given to understand, seeking aid from the dwarves. I have sent forces to accompany those in search of, well, you and west to see what has become of the Ents. Who knows now what they'll find or what will find them.
Indeed. You are a commander of Lord Thranduil's forces.
I am.
Very well.
And she stares between the twins. She looks at one, and she looks at the other, and she looks at Elrond, and she stands back and she crosses her arms and just sort of makes a rude noise.
Elrond is going to look quizzically at you.
She will not offer an explanation.
He's going to press more. Lady Tariel, you have something to say in this matter?
All my short life, I have served those who have laid claim to greatness, great heritage, great powers of deduction and organization. I have given everything over to men. You are the lords of this land, and here you are locked in a room deep in the earth and cannot even offer us hope. Why are we here?
Elrond is going to look down at Arwen, over to his kids, back up at you. Do you have family, Tariel?
I thought so, once. But no.
Then you know what it is like to lose that which is dear to you.
Ariel flinches.
Anel speaks up and says, Tariel, we're the only ones moving forward.
She casts a sort of wry, disgusted look at the twins and Elrond and says, yes, it seems we are.
I know your anger. I have felt it many times. But you have followed us because we keep putting one foot in front of the other. We do not delay.
Well, our feet are leading us nowhere fast now. Why are we here? And now she's just sort of demanding it of the room in general. She's frustrated. She's impatient. They've followed ghosts into a room and the ghosts aren't coming back, and these guys aren't helping. And again, she pulls out her blades and just starts walking in circles.
As you begin
Beery
walking,
elbows Halloweth. Just a little nudge. I mean, should one of us talk to her?
Rayval is actually going to make eye contact with you, Beery, and just kind of give you the let me handle this kind of situation sort of deal.
Let the poet go in, yeah.
And Rayval's gonna come up to you, Tariel. My lady.
And do what?
He's gonna come up to you and just say, my lady, Commander, Tariel.
Rayval, why are you here?
I was never good at following orders, my lady.
No, you were not, but that does not answer my question.
When you've written so much poetry about the great deeds of old, find yourself longing to be in those great deeds, and I watched you leave, and I watched Halbrad and his company leave, and I felt that I had a choice, and I made it, and I do not regret it, not for a moment. But now it seems you do, or am I incorrect?
Don't know that I have the power of choice at this moment. And
Do
I
any
know
of
not
us?
what choice I would make if I could. I believe I've made all of the choices that I'm prepared to make today.
So the commander of our army has decided not to issue any more orders, is that it?
To whom? To whom would I issue them? Look around you.
Yes, I am. And I'm standing right here.
Leave me.
Is that an order?
Yes.
Rayval's going to turn his head back to you, Beery. Give it a little shrug. And walk away.
And Nell calls Tariel over. I'm not going to lecture you. And she just waits for her to join.
She puts her blades back.
I have thought every word that you just uttered since I left Rivendell. My Lady of the Woods is in the West now. She did not help us. I do not blame her, but she did not help us. Radagast at first turned us away. And more followed them after that. All of the names that I heard, all of the stories, they do not want what we want.
And what do we want to know?
Freedom. I do not want to live in shadow. I have no home to return to after this. I have no stake in it, other than I do not want to live under a tyrant. I have seen my home twice burned, and I wish to not see any more burning.
I am not abandoning the hunt. I am not abandoning our world, our party, our quest. I only ask that those with whom we travel give us some reason to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I did not come into this cursed hole in the ground for these two, jabbing a finger at the twins, to give up when theirs is the inheritance of this world.
We are not giving up, Lady Tario.
Well, you're certainly whining like you are.
And Tanel actually laughs.
Oh, but Beery's struggling.
Forgive us. It has been a difficult road, something I am sure you know all too well about.
I am sorry the garments that were once so fine now bear some signs of dirt and stain, but my lords, your sister and your father are restored to you, and now the only thing we have left to do is find our way out of here and put these, and she pulls her stupid daggers back out, into the feathered breast of that tyrant over the mountains. Will you or will you no?
We will. But we cannot. Have you tried opening the door?
She stomps up to the door and knocks on it loudly. Hello?
You are thrown back 20 feet, very similar to Halloweth. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Excellent. Oh, God, every word Tariel just said, I've written down in my notes. I have felt with a passion.
These motherfuckers.
Yes.
Oh,
As she
we've
gets
been
blown
down here for
across
too
the room.
long.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Beery, go ahead.
No, you're fine. As she gets blown across the room, Beery's going to kind of give like a little shoulder check, to one of the twins, maybe the not wounded one. Just give him a little bump and go to help Tariel up. He's not going to say anything, but just try to grab her hand and hoist her up.
20 with a 6.
20
If
with
she
a...
totally biffs it.
I will say a 20 with a 6. You're thrown back. You don't land on your back. You land sort of in that crouched Black Widow position, but like not quite the cool superhero pose way. It's like,
yeah, maybe she gets a little hair in her mouth.
Yeah. There's some hair in your mouth. There's some dirt on your face. It's yeah.
Oh,
and
better than me.
Beery comes over to help you.
It just not that she needs it. She's a badass. She's a commander of an army. But she's gonna just show solidarity.
Except that she gives him a look, and Beery, for just a second, you think that her eyes may be shining with what you cannot say. But she squeezes your arm, and then it's gone, and she gets to her feet and brushes herself off and glares at the door.
We cannot leave.
Well, they've brought us in here for some purpose. They seem to have left with every intention of returning.
Have you brought anything?
She looks at Tanel.
I hold the box forward.
Elrond is going to look at you, Tanel.
This flat-packed human.
What is that, Tanel?
Who is
There.
that, I believe, is the
King.
more apt
And
question, my lord.
Tanel's indignant. Their king.
Did you dig up Aragorn's bones?
They're Isildur's.
What?
We've been, and she just turns and walks to the door, and there's just this indignant snout. And she sets it down. She goes, I bring you a gift so that we may treat. We need your aid desperately. I know my face means nothing, but please.
Tanel, they can't hear you, and if they can, they will ignore you, just like they've ignored us. Tell me more. Where did you find this?
In Isengard. It's all here. His horn, his bones, his armor. Everything for them.
Sorry, out of character. Well, but I'm curious, how pregnant is Arwen?
Pretty pregnant.
Okay.
Pretty pregnant in that you would guess, actually make me an insight check. Make me an insight
An
check, Tariel.
insight check.
Make me an.
You don't think I can look at a lady and tell how pregnant she is?
That's not what I'm asking you to make the
okay.
insight check on.
Okay.
Interesting.
Are we gonna have to? Are we gonna have to be fucking midwives for a second to leave?
Yeah. That's what I'm.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm starting to feel
God.
like.
Don't even go there, Zach.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
I biffed it. It's
You
a
biffed it.
5.
As far as you can tell, with a 5.
Stop making me do insight checks. I have 1 point in insight. I hate
Actually,
it.
you know what? In making this insight check and trying to discern it, go ahead and give yourself an extra D6. Not for this
Hey.
roll, but go
Okay.
ahead and add it for the next
For
one.
the future.
For the
Great.
future, yes. We're still
'Cause
buffing
come
you.
on.
We're still buffing you. It's going to take time. You got to have agency. Do your thing. As far as you can tell, it doesn't make any sense why Arwen is this pregnant, given the fact that you know, based on the 3 other party members, it has not been 9 months. It's been months, but it hasn't been 9 months.
I mean, some ladies look real pregnant around like 6 months, though. You know what I mean?
Are
Some-
there 2 in there?
Well, there are also elven pregnancies to consider, but this is a human elven baby.
Yeah.
Unclear to you, as there have only been 2 others, and they didn't really write down the gestation period for Baron and Luthien or
Cool.
Elwing, and well, actually,
we can make it up.
Hallowe's gonna go to Elrond, point to the baby bump, and go, you're the medicine man here. There's no other way to like elvenly say this, but what's the deal?
Who knocked up the broad?
Yeah. Hallowe's gonna go real East London for a second.
You're right, Bob. Whose baby's it?
Who stuffed the turkey, love?
Oh!
And how long we got in the oven?
Hang on, because I just thought of the best the best fan fiction ever consists of just the Lord of the Rings rewritten in. You're all right, love. What you got there? Yeah. What's that precious thing you got in there? Yeah?
Bunch of Cockney rhyming slang going on.
Yeah, you know what's that. Anyway, I'm not posh. I'm just articulate. That's a Dan is.
What happened to Don just now?
Oh, I've reverted back into
Don.
2013, obsessed with.
I was going to say that's Daniel Howell.
It is.
I know
yes.
that.
You, of course, you do. You're.
I went
British
to the
person in your
I went
20s.
to the same university as Phil. So.
Lovely. Yeah, this is for those of you Gen Zers. Imagine the most popular YouTuber right now. Imagine if Jake Paul was British and not a terrible person and just a quirky nerd. That's a terrible reference. Anyway, I'm gonna find a different analogy later. You all, what exactly are you asking here, Zach? Not necessarily how.
Yeah. Why is so? Halloweth knows elven pregnancies. Like he's delivered a few babies in his time. And made some. No, that's a terrible saying.
Rob, you didn't tell me that in your session 0. You didn't tell me that in your session.
For those of you listening at home, Zach just turned bright. He immediately regretted the words leaving his mouth.
Like,
he is as British as I've ever seen him. He is so red and getting redder. He's about to enter the infrared, actually.
Amazing.
Whole new element of the color spectrum. Anyway, the light spectrum. He's asking what the like. Surely this is going fast. Do you know anything about this? Can we be expecting a baby now? And like, what are we like? What's going on here? Is Arwen going to be okay? Is the baby going to? The general question of why is it so fast? Do we need to prepare something?
I cannot say. This is Elrond, by the way.
Excellent. Good. Glad I asked.
Yes.
Our characters are so frustrated.
It may be that Sauron's magic has been influencing her body. There may be corruption. I cannot say.
Oh.
Can we not wake her?
We can try.
You're gonna get a demon baby?
We gotta find out, man.
Oh my God.
Would you all like to try?
Yes, I want to
Yes.
try.
Let's
Yeah.
wake her up. Let's do it.
Tell me what you're doing.
Slapping it.
No.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I'm not
No,
going to
no.
do that.
No.
Remind me what has been tried so far.
Okay, so the answer is pouring a vial of a health potion, Athelos, down her throat, the Halloweth. That seemed to at least give her some vitality, but remember, she was also under Sauron's spell. So it is going to take either some time for that spell to wear off, or perhaps it already has and she's just unconscious, dealing with it mentally. Think Frodo trying to fight off the Morgul infection. It seeped into him quickly and he took days to recover after the immediate trauma. It's unclear to you. None of you have really made anything more than a cursory glance. If you'd like to make different rolls, different checks, you are certainly welcome to. But you're going to have to tell me what you're doing.
Can I do a healing check?
Hang on. You're all doing something at once. Halloweth, you spoke first. Tell me what you're going to try and do first.
He's going to heal, or attempt to. He's going to, because he's fairly adept at medicine.
Okay, go ahead and make a healing check. Elrond is going to go ahead and give you favor, so do that with favor. Beery, you spoke second. What are you trying to do?
I'll let this go first.
Okay.
I beat my target number. Thank goodness for favor.
Okay.
Beat my target number by 1.
All right. Beat your target number by 1. Beery, what's up with you?
Everyone stand back. I know the exact answer to wake a princess from a sleep.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyone
Wait.
hoping to intercept?
Tariel.
There is
I'm too far
7
away.
of my kinsmen that know the exact answer. It's a legend of my people.
Tariel just says no.
Master Dwarf.
No.
This is Elrond. Elrond is also going to pipe up. Master Dwarf.
Pots and pans, you drop them. That's how you wake them up.
You want to drop my
Loud noises. It wakes a princess up every time.
Like, say, the lamentations of ghosts exhorting us into this dark hole under
Yeah, we're in
the
like
earth?
a waiting room. It's weird.
I can yell for them more.
Beery, what loud noise are you trying to make? While you think about that, Tariel, tell me what you're doing, and then Tanel will come to you.
I mean,
or you kiss a princess. That's what the 7 did.
the 7. Tariel is also just going.
Wait, hang on.
Did you
I'm
not
sorry.
get that, Don? Did
No,
you
of
not pick
course-
up? It's
no.
the story of
Yeah.
his people.
Yeah, no, I did. I just it occurs to me now.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Oh.
Get it?
So-
You're saying hi to a ho.
So the way Tolkien wrote The Lord of the Rings is that it's meant to be an ancient history, which by extension means that the dwarven legend of Snow White exists in Middle-earth, because Middle-earth is, by Tolkien's estimation,
I knew
our
this.
Earth. So congratulations, Snow White is now canon.
Perfect.
Well, okay. I don't know how old. It doesn't matter. What I'm doing. I'm rolling for healing.
Okay, go ahead and make another healing check.
It's not great, which is stupid because it's just my dice are broken. I'm not actively doing anything. Tariel has some skill with healing, and I think that she would just want to be available to Halloweth if he is going to try something. So she'll just sort of sidle up and say, anything that you need, let me try.
Can I
I'm
add like
here
a
to help.
6 to that or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think in terms of this being a group effort, Halloweth, you have already passed your target number, and so did you, Tariel. So how do I want to roll this? Halloweth, go ahead and roll me another D6. That will be Tariel's help. Which again, the help action doesn't really exist in this mechanic, but
to 2.
okay,
but-
another 2. Tanel, what are you doing?
That's a really great question, because I kind of think Tanel's still seething.
Okay. Before we get to your
Respect.
seething portion, Charlotte, go ahead and add another D6 to your healing check on Tariel's next roll. Tanel.
Oh, on my next roll. Okay.
Yeah. So just add another D6, not to your next roll, to your
To my
character sheet. Yes,
Okay,
to your
got it,
sheet.
got it.
Yes, this
Thank
will be
you.
another D6. Tanel,
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me.
Yeah, she's looking at the door or around the room. Like, is there another door besides the way out?
No, this
Or
is
just a room.
Yeah, this is a fairly nondescript room. You've essentially, without an insight check, I think it's fair to assume that you've been put in a room to be dealt with later.
Excellent.
When that is, how you will be dealt with, unclear at this point.
Okay. She just kind of takes in the room, almost trying to see if maybe there is someone watching them.
Security cameras.
Yeah, make a scan check.
Yeah, I mean,
scan
at this
check.
point, like, is there a ghost in the corner?
Just creeping.
Well,
like
and we know the rats can talk. Like, are the rats watching us?
Oh, bad. Oh, but I did actually beat my target number. I won.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, there is a rat in one of the corners of the room.
Bye, rat.
She just looks at it.
It looks back at you.
And he looks at you.
Can you get it to fetch a ghost?
I know. Yeah, it's kind of just to go, well, is there someone?
Is there someone? Someone who? Friend? Food?
Friend, knight, soldier. Where?
Night. Night, dark. Dark soldier? Dark soldier. No.
Soldier, armor, sword.
Don't think rats know about
Where?
soldiers and armors, Tanel.
I am trying everything at my disposal, Taria.
I know how you feel. I already tried this.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Bright human. Bright.
Are you also talking to the rat now?
Well, no, he's gonna kind of call out, but he's still discerning Arwen's pregnancy. He's multitasking like he's talking to a rat and healing a pregnant bitch. Like, what is happening?
It's many. What is the plural for rats? A herd of rats.
Oh, you mean
like a comparison
for rats.
Let's Google that.
Charlotte,
what do you think I'm doing?
Because
I'm trying colony.
Either logic with a rat.
Yeah. There are according to it can be colony. There are many collective nouns for rats, and some I favor over others. Colony is the first one. There's also a horde. I'm going to save the best one for last. A colony, a horde, a pack, a plague, a rabble, a swarm, and a mischief.
A mischief.
That's adorable.
This has been Obscure Rat Facts with Charlotte Moore Lambert. Join us next week.
Lovely. God. Just men. Colony. Where?
Here. Men. Colony. Group.
Do they come? Are they here?
Come here. Yes. Caves.
All right, you're right, Tariel. This might not be worth it.
I think perhaps their understanding of time and place is somewhat more limited than ours.
Food.
Do you have food? Do you have food?
In this moment, you are going to hear Eladon and Elro here murmuring to each other about, is the rat also talking as well?
Oh, yes. It seems
Tanel just, from their point of view, just goes...
For those listening on the podcast, it was the dramatic hamster turn.
Just shut. Just like a look like shut up. We're done with you. We know you've been through a lot, but
you've done nothing. You have not been helpful. You're very pretty.
It's like Madagascar. There's two of them.
Yes.
That's what happens when NPCs have to do things off screen. They're not as helpful as them. Anyway, sorry.
They just stand there waiting to give a quest to no one.
They're in that like video game idol stance.
You just see both of them T-posing, just like ready for your next.
They're not even fully rendered.
Tariel and Tanel, you both see the rats looking inquisitively at you, and as curious as a rat can look, it's wondering, you can kind of tell no insight checks needed. What are you about? Are you going to feed them?
Not that this has worked before. And Tariel, she's sort of looking at Halloweth like, can you give me something to do? Can I be your? Can I wash in, boss? Can I swipe it?
Scrub in.
Halloweth,
Scrub in. I've
scrub
watched
in.
enough Grey's
Can I scrub
Anatomy
in?
to know.
Thank you. I'm done. I'm dumb on words today. I'm sorry.
Halloweth's going to try something, and it's going to be dumb, but maybe it'll do something. He's going to do whatever he's doing to Arwen, which apparently worked. 3 above his target number. He's going to kind of be like, "Hey, do what I do. I'm going to go a second. Do what I was doing and looking and doing."
Because she's not going to try it with the rats again. This is
no, that's fine. He's going to hand off exactly what he was doing to Tariel. Capable hands. That's fine.
Great.
He's going to go to the rat, and he's going to try and link magical consciousness because it's technically nature. Hasn't done this in a while. Fuck it. He's gonna transmit thoughts.
One thing, Tariel, she's rubbing herbs or whatever she's doing, and she's like, Halloweth, Gorge?
Me?
Well, not that you speak rat, but perhaps you speak
Well, the rats
animal?
speak we all speak.
Beg pardon? I don't have time now.
Help. Gorge, can you leave? Not like leave, but like, do you have the ability to leave? Are you kept here magically? Have you tried?
I don't have a way to open the door, but I could, if there's a tunnel, I could potentially go through it. Have we looked around? And you watch as Eladon and Elro here just kind of just shrug, just saying there seems to be no other way out of here.
I look around.
Go ahead and make a scan check.
A rat got in here. We don't know.
As Halloweth and Tariel are, working their magic over this, sleeping princess, buried over here with like some kind of like tallow, like little tin of like chapstick, pretty much. The 7 legendary dwarves they were. If she needs to be woken up, I have a way. I mean, we dwarves have ways, you see.
We will try that last, Piri.
Yes, this is Elrond. Perhaps a last resort. I'd hate to rely on dwarven legends for the safety.
Greatest of our people.
Right.
Halloween Snow White was dark. So we
13.
We don't talk about the Grimm.
Has anybody read Snow Glass Apples by Neil Gaiman?
No.
What if Snow White was a vampire, basically?
Oh,
and also a necrophiliac prince was the one who came for her.
Well, that was the original.
Makes sense.
That was
the original.
Yeah, well, so Neil Gaiman all over it.
Of course he did.
It's quite.
It's a thing. God, that's like that Cinderella fan fiction I wrote when I was 15. Okay.
Excellent.
We don't talk about that. So Halloweth. Tinel. Your stand check, as far as you can tell, there's no other way out of here. The rats got through here the same way like a cat turns its body into liquid and like fits through underneath a door frame or something.
Okay.
Halloweth. Yeah. Is going to come up to you and say, I could potentially try and help you with these things.
Yeah. Hey, you're more animal than I am, evidently. Right. So let's see what we can do here.
Hello, rats.
Okay. Oh,
yes,
you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna do anything right now. I want to see how this goes.
You're really just gonna make Don have a conversation with himself, aren't you?
Well,
yes.
Listen, you started this. I was gonna jump in with some magic, but this is much more magical.
No, I can still use a magic, Halloweth. Maybe we can. I don't know, coerce them into something. I don't know. Maybe they can bring us food. Are you hungry? I'm
fine.
hungry.
You ruined my fun. Let's learn consciousness and.
Oh, is this fun for you then?
Well, it'd be fun for Zach. Okay, like I'll do the magic shit. Let's do it. I'm gonna try.
You need a hand.
Yeah. Actually, I could use your. This is your. I was gonna say habitat. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
You're not entirely wrong, though.
Yeah, this is your area. That's your most comfortable. Your Zen garden.
Niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing, whatever that is. But let's all have a little magic circle. And I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try linking all of us into one consciousness and see how that goes. There could be some lasting results to this that I don't want to think about right now.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay,
Perfect.
so
Let the chaos begin.
Every time Halloweth walks into a room, people are like, "Does anyone smell bacon?"
All right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Help from Gorge, help from Beery. Halloweth, go ahead and make a. This is going to be magic, so this is going to be a lore check.
Yeah.
But with the help of Gorge, I will say, with the help of Gorge and Beery, I will give you this option. You can either roll 2d6 separately, or you can roll 1d12 to your roll. Because mechanically speaking, you are getting help from two different people. The question is whether or not you want to combine that power and link everybody who's willing to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna add another d12 because it's the same, just probability wise and mathematically, it's the same exact thing.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'm gonna have you do. You're gonna make your roll with favor. After you are done with your roll, go ahead and make a add another d12 to that roll.
Okay. That's funny with favor. Look at this. Hang on.
What did you do?
For those on the podcast, it's a Gandalf and an Eye of Sauron.
Wow.
And a 6.
And a 6, isn't there? Yeah, a couple of ones. But okay, let me re-roll the Eye of Sauron.
Dude, you rolled a Gandalf. So
yeah,
here's
6. Okay, cool, we're good.
Okay.
It's funny.
Halloweth. What are you going to do?
I am going to try and impose my need for I guess action for something to happen with with the dead. I need to get the dead here. I need to bring the ghostly people here. I need to fetch them. That's all I'm really. I don't think I can do too much more than that. Willingness than like a single thing, a single desire, because it's a rat. So I'm gonna bring the ghostly people here. Let's speed up this process of whatever they're cooking, whatever they're waiting for. I don't know why we need to be in this doctor's surgery waiting room. Let's speed this up. Bring ghostly people here. That's all I want to do.
Okay. With a Gandalf, you watch as the rats look around at you. Describe the physical actions you are doing to perform this magic first before I go any further.
He's gonna.
Is there a bit of charades? Like Beer will be like,
no, there's no real.
And then you
no.
get over to where
I
we're
tell you
at.
what, I have an image of what this will be. And
go ahead.
He's gonna bring the rat into his hands, right? And he's like, Barry,
Friend.
he's gonna bring a rat into his hands. He's gonna straddle on top of Gorge for his power. That's he's just gonna ride it because he needs to like get all his power. He's gonna wedge him and have Barry sit behind him and like put his arms around him, like a little all of us linked up, and just looking at this rat, just trying desperately to get every ounce of will into this little tiny creature. We're all with you, buddy. And he's gonna just try and instill as much magical power that he possesses through the stone, through Barry's love of stone, and through his love of Gorge, all the way up and channeling all the way into this little creature.
Okay.
Willingness. Bring the ghostly people.
Okay.
Please.
For those listening on the podcast, Max has been pantomiming a hug for like the last 20 seconds. It's delightful. Okay. With a Gandalf and with that desire, you bring the rat up to pretty close to your face. And he looks at you inquisitively. Friend. Food. Safety. Comfort. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Knowledge. Information. Life. Life beyond. And you begin to feel the consciousness of this rat start to expand a little bit more than he's used to.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
We're gonna make the Rat King.
You've
No,
Remy the rat
wait.
him.
And on a Gandalf, the rat is still in your hand, going to look at you and say, "Thank you very much for the assistance. How may we be of service?"
Yes! Aim a factory reset.
And
Make me an omelet, Remy. Oh, okay.
that is where we are going to end tonight's episode of the Unpredicted Party.
What have I created?
What have you done?
You know the Rat King from the Nutcracker? It's all I'm imagining.
I'm thinking of that tweet. It's like it's like, God, I have made humankind. And then the angels are like, you fucked up.
You fucked up.
You took a perfectly good monkey. Look at it. You gave it anxiety.
Oh yeah, I've just instilled a feeling of I've given him existential dread. This is awful.
It's gonna be great. Hey, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be friends.
What
Oh my god.
What could
I'm imagining
possibly
Templeton.
At this point,
Templeton.
What could possibly go wrong?
we have the secrets of Nim down here.
Thank
gonna
you
be the best.
all so much for joining us. We will pick things up back here 2 weeks, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. That next Monday, wherever podcasts are listened to, we will also be on Patreon for the Unpredicted After Party as our party attempts to deal with the fallout of their actions. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.